So we just arrived in Tarzo. It took a little longer than expected. There was a big tour de, I don't know, Tarzo bicycle race going on. They had all these roads closed off, and of course, the main road to get here that we were taking. So we had to find these back roads and reroute a few times and go out of the way. It's unbelievably beautiful here. Just houses sitting in the hillside and nestled with in amongst all the vineyards and wine and grapes growing. So. But we got to our bed and breakfast and it's pretty picturesque. It's amazing. So I'm going to do a quick pan of this area and the place we're staying. And then we're going to go take a little break for a little bit. We've been driving a while. And then we're going to go, we stopped and bought some wine. Prosecco. This is the Prosecco Road region. Prosecco is a variety of grape. And when they bottle it, I never heard of it before. It's sort of like a sparkling, almost like a champagne. And we had some last night. It was delicious. So I'm gonna do a quick video pan in the area, and then we're gonna take a break, and we'll probably do a little road trip for a few hours, and then call it a night because it's already a little bit later. So this is the inn we're staying at, the bed and breakfast. We were up in the room for a second, and then just wanted to do a quick video before we go crash. But this area is unbelievable. Like the way the houses are sitting up there. I mean, you can see them up in the hillsides over there, up in that area, and then all the vineyards. It's like every square inch that's possible has grapes growing on it. And then you can come over here, and you can see there's even more homes over here, more growing. There's a couple donkeys right here. This guy and this guy. There's some chickens on the property, a dog and a cat. This is just unbelievable. And this is pretty indicative of the whole area we just drove through for the last 30 minutes. It's gorgeous here. Backside, there's even more. Very happy with this selection. Here's the outside view of our place we're staying, La Vigna Fiorita, one of those, I forget. But this is the other side of the property, looking out over this valley. The view's pretty amazing. It's quiet up here too. There's all these beautiful homes and farms. And then the owner of this property, the innkeeper, it's her mother. We didn't meet her, but then she said her uncle owns these all these grapes growing here. And then there's a restaurant up there that's closed. This is a pretty money area. I think a lot of the places are only open on the weekends when people come up here for some R&R. So we're hanging out for a little bit, and then we're gonna go take a drive, maybe see if we can't see one of the castles around here, or I'm not sure yet, but we'll find something to do. It's gorgeous up here. Got our little chickies here going. Just hanging out. What are you doing, chick? Chick. This guy's a beauty over here, this guy. Look at that beautiful coat. Oh yeah, this place is amazing. Feel very at peace over here. It's beautiful here. So I'm at Castello Conegliano in Conegliano, Italy, and it's pretty amazing. We're 1 for 3 on castles. We went to one last night, and it was prohibido to entre, or they use ingress. We were prohibited, can't use it. It's a work in progress apparently, and I forget what that one was. And then we went to another one that we found it, but we couldn't figure out how to get to it. And it didn't seem very easy, so we got gelato instead. And now we finally had success at this one, so I'm going to do a little bit of footage of this, and then we'll move on. This is a pretty big piece of real estate here, and they have a little cafe. I believe there's actually a hotel attached to the castle, so I'm going to do a little bit of footage and show you that, but pretty cool. It's pretty, I don't know what year it's from. I'm going to see if I can find any info on that. I haven't seen it yet. So this is just a side view of the castle. Goes up there, and I think that's where they used to pour hot oil down on the invaders. But this has got a really beautiful kind of a courtyard over here. Gardens, whatever you want to call them. They got these beautiful cypress trees that are fairly old spread around, and then there's a cafe over there. And then there's just this really nice little walking garden. And then as you look out, you can see you're looking over another magnificent view up on top of the hilltop here, looking over parts of Italy, and it's pretty far. You can see pretty distant. It's amazing up here. You've got like your old church that's all blocked off. That gate is locked over there. So, and a minute ago there was quite a bit of bell ringing going on. So we're at the top of an hour, but it's pretty amazing. It's gorgeous up here. This is all in the middle of wine country. And this is a side courtyard over here. This nice little area here. And then over there you've got your statue and a nice another little sitting area and courtyard. And then back into this area. It's a pretty amazing little place. I could live here. So you got this nice little like turret style wall, I don't know what you call it. And then you got these little gardens, the original gardens down here. Doesn't look like they maintain them too well, but it's pretty beautiful. And then some homes below, looking over the city of Conegliano. So, and now I'm going to go with my wife and explore this place a little bit more in depth. So, good morning. It is day 5, I think, Friday morning, and we slept until about 8 today and got up and had a very luxurious breakfast. I should have took some video of that. It was beautiful. Man, they know how to do croissants here and pastries. Some coffee and sat outside and took in a nice leisurely relaxing breakfast, and now we're about to hit the road. I got a little list here of the things we're thinking we're doing. So there's a winery we're going to go hit real quick called Arturo Vittori Winery. They're open till noon, so we're going to head over there, do a quick tasting, and then probably pick a couple bottles out for tonight. And then the Abbey of Follina, which is somewhere nearby. It's in between two towns that sit above, like kind of in the mountains and the hillside. And then there's a nice drive through the countryside. There's Refrontolo and Col San Martino. And apparently there's some old villages that sit up in the hillsides as well. Really, a lot of this is just about relaxing and enjoying the beautiful scenery. It's unbelievable here. So we're going to head on out, and I'll probably have a couple little quick videos about that, and that'll be amazing. All right, so we drove up to this winery up in the hills. It was only about 15 minutes from where the bed and breakfast were staying, and it says they're open till 12, but there's nobody here. It's about 11:20 or something like that. Nobody here, doors open. I could go in and take a bottle of whatever I want, but I wouldn't do that. But I'm just surprised there's nobody here at all. We were hanging outside here just looking at the beautiful scenery. I'm gonna do a quick pan of the area, and then we're gonna head on. And this is a view of the winery. This is their fields right now. We're here in spring, so everything's growing full throttle right now. It's gorgeous. There's worse places to work, sure, but for these guys it's just being out there in the sun and heat all day. So I'm just stopping by to grab some booze for tonight, but apparently we're not getting any. But gorgeous scenery. This is like, we're just surrounded by this. It's like every corner it's more beautiful than the last corner. We're gonna go try to find some lunch maybe, and I'll make some shoot some footage of the next winery, I guess, in pursuit of Prosecco. So we are in Refrontolo. We just had lunch at a little cafe. We timed it well, because now that we know that everything closes after like 2 o'clock until the evening time, and we found this beautiful little overlooking the valley. It's kind of hazy. It's very warm today. It's like 33 degrees Celsius, which I don't know what that is, but that's what the sign said. And we just have this beautiful view of the valley. It's just anywhere you stop, you can find these views that are overlooking the valley. And then the reason we stopped here was we saw this little park, but across the street there's this beautiful church, and you can walk down and see the front, and there's parking over here. There's this beautiful little park we're hanging out in right now, just getting some shade and relaxing, which is a lot of what this was about. And this is just like your normal run-of-the-mill church out here. It's quite unbelievable how beautiful it is here. You've got this beautiful church and this beautiful tower, and that's it. So I'm gonna go sit on a bench and relax for a little bit and enjoy the view. So we're inside this winery up in the hills of Refrontolo, I think was what the name was. There's nobody in here. I can take every bottle in here. There are people working, but there's nobody working in here right now. So we may just do our self-guided wine tasting. We'll see how long it takes somebody to show up. We've been to 3 places so far. We're 0 for 2. This is the 3rd place. So, but it's open. I just don't see anybody here. So maybe someone will show up in a minute or two to help us. Whoa! I guess my wife found the buzzer. We ended up having some help. We did a little wine tasting, and we decided to pick 4 different bottles. I'll show you real quick. Going with this sweet, it's an extra dry brut, I believe, and that's a Prosecco grape. And then we're going with, or it's grapes from Prosecco is probably what it is. And then we're getting this rosé. This one we're getting because it has my deceased dog's name on it, Luna. But it's a mix of grapes. It's got the yeast in the bottom, so a little cloudy. We tried that and it's really good. And then the last one my wife wanted to try was this guy. So we're grabbing 4 bottles of wine, and then probably 2 tonight, 2 tomorrow. And this is just a beautiful little winery. They got their production going on back there, and they've got a nice little setup here for some tasting. So this was pretty fun. Forget the name of this place. It's, let's see, it's here. It's Bernardi Refrontolo. It's up in the hills of Refrontolo. This has been a beautiful place. A lot of fun. All right, so the place we did our wine tasting is called Cantina Bernardi. And it's just this building right here. They have a nice little wine tasting room inside that you saw already. This is their little Fiat Panda hybrid. It's got like 2 monkey power. And this area is, we're kind of nestled in the hillside once again. Just driving through, we saw it had an open sign, so we went and checked it out. All right, so we are at the Cistercian Abbey of St. Mary of Follina in Follina, Italy. And it is the Abbey behind me. Just driving around seeing some of the older historical sites. But for now, we're going to go do a little tour of this. I don't know if we can get access to it, so we're going to take a walk around and see. So this wall appears to surround the Abbey, so we just came down this way and came up this street, and there's this same wall is going for a little ways. So I'm going to guess this is all part of the grounds. And then you can see the wall extends all the way up. And then you can see they're doing some kind of construction on the Abbey. So I don't know if we'll have access, but we're going to walk around and see if we can find it. So this Abbey, you can kind of just come in and walk around. So this is just a little wide shot of it. We've been inside here walking around a little bit. We got some gardens below. And I guess that might be their church. Little courtyards, and then there's this beautiful area with these columns, and I think they do weddings and events in this building. There's some chairs. You can hardly see through these windows, but it's a beautiful area. Beautiful building. Look up, you can see this is their little bell tower with their clock, which is pretty much every church. And then we were parked on the side street. You can see there's the construction they were doing that we saw from the side street. And then they have this really beautiful center courtyard. It's really nice here. So there's all these repeating symbols along the roof. You have like a sun or a star, I guess, and then the yellow, and then there's these red that are sort of faded. They're just repeating throughout across. I'm just curious. Neither of us has any idea what those are, but it's very cool. So this is Castel Brando in Sisson, de Valmarino, I think is what this town is called. But that's a giant castle up on the hill. It's a fine dining and a hotel restaurant now. I'm sure to the great disappointment of the people who built it, but it sits up on the hill. I'm sure there's a lot of douchery that goes on up there. And it's just off this road over here in this town. I just thought it's such a pretty sight, I thought it was worth taking a second to get a video of it. So Wendy and I found this lake right outside Tarzo where we're staying. We were out, it's about, I don't know, 7 o'clock-ish, winding the day down. We've been running around all day, winery, Abbey, just driving through these backcountry roads, and we found this nice little place. We stopped at a supermarket, got some salads, some yogurt and stuff, and we're just sitting having some dinner and relaxing. And this lake's got a little bistro next to it. It's got a pub, and you can hear they're playing some music down there. There's people just hanging around. The Italians definitely know how to relax and enjoy a drink and just take life a little easier. Pretty fun to experience. Don't know that it's for me, but it is enjoyable. And I'm gonna go get an orange out of my car to eat, and then I'm gonna go join my wife who's down on a bench down by the lake. So this is the lake we just ate lunch at, or ate dinner at, I guess. It's about 7:40 right now. I thought it was a little earlier. But it's just this nice little lake, and it's about 10 minutes from our bed and breakfast we're staying at. Just nestled in the Dolomites. It's beautiful here. Got little water lilies going along the edge of the shoreline here. It's really quite a enjoyable little dinner we had just sitting there. Would have been better without the terrible music, but still enjoyable. These are the 2 bottles of wine we bought this evening. We're going to be starting with this guy. These are just strawberries left over from our dinner. But it doesn't really get, these cherries are from these beautiful cherry trees where the ladder is. We were picking those last night and eating them, and just going to sit here and cheers to Italy. Just another beautiful night up here. This is our bed and breakfast offering. One of those is already there, fruit-filled croissant. They know how to do croissants. These are farm fresh eggs over here. A little bit of flies, apparently. All right, this is like day, I don't know, 6. And we're going to check out Caves Caglieron. It's outside Veneto, Vittoro in northern Italy. This is like some natural caves and man-made caves with pools of water. There's a little bit of hiking to get up there. There's a castle nearby, but the reviews of it are that it's just like a crumbling pile of rocks and it's not worth the extra walk. So we're debating about going to that one or not. But we're going to take a little walk. We're still in wine country, still along Prosecco Road. We drove by a bunch of homes, farms with little farms, you know, smaller properties with tons of grapes growing, and it's just you know, it's just continuing the beauty of Italy. So we're going to start hiking up this little trail and see what we find. So this is the view from the parking lot. We're just looking out. It looks like there's a trail down below, right down there. We're going to be hiking down into that area. I can hear the water running, and then this beautiful view. Another church with a, you know, clock and a bell tower, and then this beautiful valley. This whole area is just unreal. This was well worth the trip. So this is the entrance to some of the caves and the grottos, whatever you want to call them, and got just this nice little stream running by. Wonder when this bridge was built. It's pretty old looking. Pretty beautiful. It's very well maintained. The walking path is very well maintained, and they do charge you to come in here. It's only like $7, I think, so, or I think it was $3.50 a person, so $7 total. But it's pretty nice here so far. So there's this weird mix of things growing in here. They've got this bamboo across the way lining the river, or stream, I guess. And then there's this really odd looking, it's like a pine of some kind, or maybe a spruce or something, but I've never seen it, and it just grows like a bush size. It's not that large. I don't know if they trim it down, but I've never seen anything quite like it. It's not quite the same as what we have over in America, but it's really quiet and peaceful here. This is what I needed, some R&R. This is a fun little spot. We got this beautifully large cave here. We're gonna go in and take a little peek around. There's some water flowing over here. I'm guessing this is just natural dripping from the, I don't know if it's an aquifer or what, but, and then there's this big cave. It looks like there's a table or some lights or something set up there. It's crazy in here. It's wild. So there's some signs advising against going any further here, and it looks like it was roped off, but it fell down, so we're gonna just stop here. But it's really kind of wild. Look at this now. Holding onto my camera tightly because I don't want to drop it down here into the water. We got like another cave that I don't believe we can explore. We are about to walk down to this, but I just wanted to see the view from above. And you got a nice little waterfall down here into this pool. And then there's like more caves over that way. This is super cool. Another little waterfall right down over there by the bridge in that area. Yeah, this is quite the scene. Alright, I'm gonna go walk down. I want to make sure I don't kill myself. Yeah, this is wild. So I know they were using some of this. This was all mined out for blocks of stone. I'm not sure what the stone is, but it was mined for building churches and building buildings and whatnot. So this was a mine. So like these legs are throughout the area, and they have like legs holding up, supporting the structure as they mined it out. It's pretty wild. Like how do you guess where to put a leg? Are they using math to figure that out? And how do you estimate the weight of this mountain that it's holding up? It's crazy. I'm just hoping that it holds it, because I'm under it. So what I think I'm picking up is that this is sandstone in here, and what happens is there's some water dripping. I don't know that we can see it from that little point right there. And what it does is it drips down into the cave, and with all the different minerals and whatnot in here, it forms sandstone. I think that's what I'm reading. And there's just a little bit of it down here, and then they mined it for use in construction. So it's a pretty beautiful place. I'm gonna forge ahead to find the princess. She's out doing her photography somewhere. And it looks like we're about to go into the Temple of Doom down here with Indy. So we're headed this way. This is a single file, sketchy bridge, but it's not. It's built pretty solidly, so it's pretty fun. This place is pretty fun. Oh yeah, and there's just more pools down in here. This is gorgeous. They did a nice job keeping the rocks from falling on us tourists. So nice, it's beautiful. And then you get the other view of the waterfall. Gorgeous here. So there's this, I don't know if this was a farmhouse at one point, but it's right alongside the river. We're just a little ways down from where we came out of the cave. And this wheel was spinning a minute ago, so it's this old, I mean, you can see how old it looks, kinda. And there's water that was coming, it's still flowing water down into it, and it was spinning. It just kind of stopped a minute ago. I don't think the water's heavy enough to keep it moving, but it was moving. And it's just a pretty interesting little area. And then you got this picturesque little stream alongside, so I don't know who lived here, but pretty cool. This is the second floor of that house that I was just showing you outside of. This is it's been modernized. You can tell they've put some money into rehabbing it. Not sure what that is, if they just had a fireplace here, or this is where they cooked, or if it was something entirely different. I have no idea. The signs are too heavily Italian. I don't want to sit here and use Google Translate for a half an hour trying to figure it all out. So when you go down here, you can see there's the interior of that wheel well, or that yeah, the water wheel. I forget what those are called for some reason. It's eluding me, but kind of cool. And there it goes. It's spinning right now. Huh, wild. Let's see if I can get that outside. Just started spinning. I don't know if maybe it's on a timer and it's actually just doing that for effect, or if there's enough water. I'm betting they have it on something to just have it do it once in a while, because it's the same amount of water and then it just stopped again. Pretty cool. Wild. Just some more caves down here. The view is spectacular. So late in the day, we decided to take a trip up to this alpine lake called Lago di Santa Croce, C-R-O-C-E. I don't know, it's just an alpine lake. We had a hard time getting to the lake just because there's parking machines. You got to pay for parking all over up there, and I couldn't find anything to take my credit card, and I don't have any euros, so we just found a spot overlooking the lake, a road off a couple roads back, and just ate some lunch, hung out, and then we drove around the lake. And we're coming down because we're up pretty high. We're in the Dolomites. We're up kind of high, and we're in the clouds right now. So we're coming down this nice twisty mountain road, and we're in the clouds. So I thought I'd stop and take a little video of it. Pretty wild view. Alright, so we're coming down the hill from where I just shot that video in the clouds. It's only about another 5 minutes down, and we ran into this other lake. I'm guessing it's an alpine lake. It's called Lago Morto, which translates to dead lake. But it's got this rich greenish blue turquoise color. It's pretty. I don't know what that's from. Maybe it's minerals, algae. I have no idea. I didn't research any of this. We're just taking it in like a work of art. It's gorgeous. It is pouring out, and you can see we're still just sitting here with the clouds right above the mountains. We're in it all. It's coming down pretty hard, but it's such a pretty view. And I don't know if this camera is going to capture that green, but it's a really great color. So at the end of the day today, we're back at the bed and breakfast. This is our last night here, and we're just having some of the wine we bought yesterday at the same winery, Bernardi. It's from Refrontolo. This one is, I think this one is a mix of the Prosecco and a different grape variety, if I recall, but I might be off. This is more of a traditional wine as opposed to a sparkling, which is what the Prosecco we've had up till now is more like a champagne, but it's not champagne because it's not from France. So we're just sitting here enjoying this bottle and a little pizza from a local pizzeria, some mozzarella, ricotta, and some spinach, and then enjoying the view.